What is up, guys? Welcome back to the crew 2, and in this video I'm going to take a look at the Pierce's Wild Diary story. This is going to be part of the American Legends Season 9 update. Also do stay tuned for the other two here in the coming days as well. But jumping right into this, guys, so it is going to be 12 steps, and you're also going to get a car for this. Do keep in mind you also can transfer these cars over to Motorfest around Season 2 as well, so at least getting them is definitely going to be well worth it. But nonetheless, though, step number 1, Pierce's journal: find the caravan in Pilsen, Chicago. So for step number 1, you will have to head over to Chicago, which is going to be in like the top middle part of the map here. I'm actually going to zoom out a good amount so you guys can see where I am. It's going to be located on the bottom left of the map called Pilsen. I do believe I'm saying that correctly, but do keep in mind on this one, you actually can't spawn insanely close to the actual location of this house. So for this, I would recommend spawning over to the aerobatics right here. Then you guys can actually spawn here and or fly over to it. You can then switch to your favorite vehicle and or grab the first step, and then basically head over to the next steps after that. I would say this is probably the easiest way, and luckily the house isn't going to be too insanely far from the aerobatics skill. Moving over to step number 2, supply run: travel from Chicago to the supply shop in Dolan near Kansas Sunflower Fields, southwest of Chicago, with any ground vehicle. So for step number 2, you will have to leave from the Chicago area. So for this one, guys, I would recommend leaving from the house that's in step number 1. I would probably say this is by far going to be the easiest way. Do keep in mind from this area all the way to Dolan is going to be around like 7 miles or so, so it's not too insanely far away. It's going to be located directly above the Kansas Sunflower Fields. And then moving over to step number 3, a full moon lullaby: travel from Kansas Sunflower Fields southwest of Chicago to the fire camp located in the Badlands west of Chicago with any ground vehicle. So for step number 3, you will have to leave from the Sunflower Fields area. Luckily, guys, you can actually leave from the place that wasn't step number 2. I would recommend doing this, that way you don't actually have to spawn anywhere. And obviously this is going to be part of, the Sunflower Fields, but luckily the place you are looking for is going to be located in the Badlands. It's also going to be insanely close by to this location, located right on top of this mountain. And then moving over to step number 4 in Old Geyser, travel from the Badlands west of Chicago to the geyser located in Yellowstone, west of Chicago with any ground vehicle. So for step number 4, you will have to leave from the Badlands area. So for this one, guys, I would recommend leaving from the fire camp that was in step number 3. You can basically jump onto the road here and then head over to Yellowstone. Do keep in mind from this location, I did find this to be around about 8 miles away, and luckily it's going to be located right next to one of the events. And then moving over to step number 5, the Frozen Ascent. Travel from Yellowstone west of Chicago to the abandoned house and north entrance near Glacier Park, west of Chicago with any ground vehicle. So for step number 5, you will have to leave from the Yellowstone area. So for this, guys, I would recommend leaving from the geyser that's in step number 4. Now, the one thing about this one is it is going to be on top of a mountain. It's going to be located right over here to the left of Yellowstone, basically right in front of the north entrance sign of the map right over here. I will zoom out a bit more as well so you guys can see exactly where this is. But for this, I would recommend using like a rallycross and or a rally raid vehicle. Now at first I thought maybe following this waypoint's going to be a good idea, but to be honest, I would probably say it isn't. I would actually jump onto the road that's located right over here, guys, and then basically follow this up until this dirt road right here, and that way you can actually follow that up the mountain all the way there. I would probably say that's the fastest way. You basically want to head this way over to this dirt road here, and then follow this all the way up the mountain if you guys do want to take the safe route. And or if you're feeling kind of insane, you can also try to climb this mountain. I was also seeing some players stuck in this area, so I would be careful because you also can't use a plane. It has to be with a ground vehicle. And then moving over to step number 6, a drink to warm our souls. Travel from Glacier Park west of Chicago to the chalet southeast of St. Julian Peak, far northeast of Las Vegas with any ground vehicle. So for step number 6, you will need to leave from the Yellowstone area. So for this one, guys, I would recommend getting off this mountain. That is, of course, if you actually want to leave from this house that was in step number 5, and actually follow each mountain all the way over to the other one. To be honest, I would say it's going to be much easier to spawn right over here by the Rally Raid event, obviously called Yellowstone. So I would say it's going to, be in Yellowstone. But nonetheless, though, from this location, it's like 5.5 miles or so, and you can actually follow the road almost all the way there, and then jump into your Rally Raid vehicle if you would like to, and then follow it up this mountain here up until the location here in St. Julian Peak. And then moving over to step number 7, the Trout and the Bear. Travel from Salt Lake Resorts far northeast of Las Vegas to the fishing spot located in Glacier Park, far northeast of Las Vegas. So for step number 7, you will have to leave from the Salt Lake Resorts area. For this one, guys, I would recommend leaving from the house that's in step number 6. Honestly, you're already on top of this mountain, so this is most likely going to be the fastest way there. And I did notice this one was slightly difficult to find, at least because of where it is. It's going to be located over here in Glacier Park, guys, basically around this corner. The easiest way to find this is to basically look for this bridge right over here, which I will zoom out. It's kind of parallel with this skill over here as well. I would probably say that's by far going to be the easiest way to find this one. It's definitely going to be slightly hidden, but the fastest way to get there is most likely going to vary. So if you guys wanted to, you could jump into a rally raid vehicle and then basically follow this all the way there, straight following this checkpoint. I would probably say that's easily going to be the best way, and or follow it to this road and then basically follow this all the way around this right side here. And then once you guys get to this location, you can actually take a shortcut and then head over to where this fishing spot is going to be located, which is definitely going to be slightly hidden. And then moving over to step number 8, bridge over troubled water. Travel from Glacier Park far northeast of Las Vegas to the wooden bridge in Northern Rockies, far north of Las Vegas, with any ground vehicle. So for step number 8, you will have to leave from the Glacier Park area. So for this, guys, I would recommend leaving from the location of step number 7. I feel like that is by far going to be the easiest way. Now, the Northern Rockies, though, is going to be around 13 miles from this location, basically all the way to the left. So it's going to be past Ivory Springs right here, and it's going to be all the way past the Fergus Pass as well, located all the way to the left, basically right next to the Mountain Gods Hypercar event. And luckily the location of this bridge is also going to be insanely close by to that. It's going to be right here, next to the railroad tracks. Moving over to step number 9, rocket reactors. Travel from Great Basin northwest of Las Vegas to the edge of the cliff located in the southwest of the Northern Rockies, far east of Seattle, with any ground vehicle. So for step number 9, you will have to leave from the Northern Rockies. So for this one, guys, I would leave from the abandoned bridge that was in step number 8. And luckily, the location of the top of this mountain is actually pretty close by. It's going to be insanely close by to a low altitude as well. You guys will be looking for the top of this mountain peak right here. And you will notice it is going to be overlooking these salt flats as well. But the fastest way up here is obviously going to be by a rally raid vehicle. I would actually recommend starting off by the old bridge over here. You can basically follow this waypoint afterwards in like a hyper and or a streetcar just to get a tad closer to the mountain. But to be honest, guys, you could also just jump into a rally raid vehicle now and then obviously skedaddle up the entire mountain to the top of the peak, and then you can move over to step number 10. And then moving over to step number 10, the chance encounter, travel from Great Basin northwest of Las Vegas to the start of the race located in the northeast of the Tahoe Forest, southeast of Seattle, with any ground vehicle. So for step number 10, you will have to leave from the Great Basin area. So for this, guys, I would recommend leaving from the mountain that was in step number 9 and basically heading all the way to the Tahoe Forest. Do keep in mind this is going to be around 10 miles from this location, and it's actually going to be located right on the new event. And then moving over to step number 11, under a blanket of stars, travel from Tahoe Forest southeast of Seattle to the cliff located in southern Cascades, east of Seattle, with any ground vehicle. So for step number 11, you will have to leave from the Tahoe Forest area, and for this one, guys, I would recommend leaving from the start of the race that was in step number 10, and from this location, the top of that cliff is going to be around 4.5 miles, which is luckily going to be pretty close by. And then moving over to the final step, Motorfest, travel from southern Cascades east of Seattle to the container located in Seattle with any ground vehicle. So for the final step, you will have to leave from the southern Cascades area, basically right from this crazy looking rock from the previous step. You can then jump down to this right here and then basically head for the road. I would then recommend spawning into like a hyper and or basically any road vehicle for that matter. Then you guys will have to head over to Seattle, which is luckily not too insanely far away. Once you guys head over to the harbor and you interact, you will then get the special vehicle.